Mayong gabi mga pinalangga kong tigpaminaw sa panglantaw sa kagabhion. A time for reflection. Streaming live via Facebook and replayed on YouTube worldwide. Kini inyong igsoon higala o galagad, Jeremias Labaho Tubigon, joining you for depth thought, honest conversation, and values-based dialogue. Tonight, we will be discussing about the topic after the war, rebuilding justice, memory, and hope in the Philippines. This is still about the Duterte drug war and Marcos Jr. Pero sa dili pa nato sugdan ang atong lantugi mga kaigsuonan, ato sang i-shout out kini atong mga likers, Mrs. Ginalyn J. Martinez, Pastora Sheila Maris Haranilla Makigangay, Mr. Johnny D. Samunti, Mrs. Fialona Flores Luningning, and Mr. Ray Punhart. Daghang kayong salamat sa inyong pagsunod o pag-like sa ato ang live panglantaw sa kagabion sa kada gabi natong tulumanon. It has been years since the first gunshot of the war on drugs echoed through the alleys of our cities, and yet the silence that follows still haunts us. The streets may seem calmer today. The headlines have shifted. The language for Malacanang is softer. The images less bloody. But beneath the quiet, the scars remain. In mothers who lost their sons. In children growing up without fathers. And in a nation that has not yet mourned properly. We have changed leaders. Yes. From Rodrigo Duterte to Ferdinand Marcos Jr., the transition was not just political, but also psychological. One led with fire and fair, or fair. The other with calculation and caution. And yet, they are bound together by one shared burden, the drug crisis. But tonight, we will not speak only of men. We will speak of wounds, the kind that no police report can erase, the kind that still bleeds in the memory of our people. Let us return, if only for a moment, to the years when war on drugs was at its peak. The days were filled with fear. In the darkness, men were taken. Some surrendered and still did not return. Others were simply caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Their names never made it to the news. Their families never received justice. Their dignity was lost in the narrative of Nanlaban. They fought back. They deserved it. That was the refrain. Apan nasayod kita sa kasing-kasing nato nga dili tanan nga napatay mga kriminal. Bisan gani ang nakasala aduna untay katungod sa patas nga proseso. What does the law say? The Philippine Constitution is clear. Article 3, Section 14 states that no person shall be held to answer for a criminal offense without due process of law. But due process was suspended in the name of order. Rule of law gave way to the rule of fair. Under Republic Act 9165, the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002, the state is mandated to pursue a balanced anti-drug strategy that includes prevention, rehabilitation, and reinforcement. But in practice, it was mostly enforcement. And by enforcement, we mean execution. Prisons became crowded beyond reason. Some jails held 5 or 6 times their intended population. Young men waited for months, even years, without formal charges. Families sold land just to pay for bail. Others lost hope entirely. Kinabuhi nga giguba, panimalay nga nabungkag, ug hustisya nga wala gyud maangkon. We must name this for what it was, a failure of justice, a national trauma, and where we the people, many of us clapped, we shared the memes, we called it discipline, we said, at least someone is doing something. But we did not ask who paid the price. We ignored the cries from the slums while celebrating peace in the suburbs. We allowed our moral compass to tilt. Yet not all were silent. The Commission on Human Rights tried to investigate. Some bishops spoke out. Some lawyers braved the wrath of trolls and threats. They stood up, though the ground beneath them shook. But now we have turned a page. The Duterte administration has passed. Marcos Jr. now sits as president, and with him came a shift, a rebranding. He no longer calls it a war. He speaks of campaigns. His administration promotes community rehabilitation, coordination with local governments, destruction of drugs in public view. It is cleaner, more technical, more bureaucratic. It is in many ways the opposite of Duterte's bloody spectacle. Apan ang pangutana, tinuod ba kini nga kausaban o usa lang kabag-ong dagway sa daang sistema? When President Marcos Jr. personally pushed the button to destroy 9 billion pesos worth of drugs in Capas Tarlac, it was symbolic. A head of state visibly leading an effort to rid the country of narcotics. There were no dead bodies this time, no screaming headlines of nanlaban. But there was still power, still control, still politics. And still there are questions. Who ensures that the drug hole is real? Who audits the destruction? Are the drug lords really being caught? Or are we just burning phones? These are not questions of cynicism, but accountability. And accountability is biblical. In Micah chapter 6 verse 8, it is written, He has shown you, O man, what is good and what does the Lord require of you, but to act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. Justice, mercy, humility. Nagpakita bata og hustisya sa mga kabos nga giakusahan nga mamaligya og droga. Nagpakita bata og kaluoy sa mga biktima sa sistema. Ug miuyon bata nga ang Ginoo ray angay mohukom, dili ang pulis nga walay mandato. In the international realm, the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court defines crime against humanity as a widespread of systematic attacks against civilians. The ICC continues to investigate the Philippine drug war, particularly the extrajudicial killings that may continue. Such crime. President Duterte withdrew the Philippines from the ICC, but legal scholars argued that crimes committed while the country was still a member are still under its jurisdiction. What happens if we refuse to cooperate? We weaken our global standing. We erode trust in international law. We send a message that the Philippines is above the very laws we held right. Apan aduna pa'y higayon sa pag-usap. Dili pa ulahi ang tanan. Forgiveness is not weakness. Justice is not revenge. Truth is not rebellion. We must grieve what was lost. We must name the dead. We must investigate the crimes. And yes, we must reform the system so that this never happens again. What can we do as a people? We can begin by telling the truth. Tell the stories of those who cannot speak. Demand better policies. Insist on rehabilitation centers, not just prisons. Fund education, not just enforcement. Ask for justice, not just order. Let us teach our children that peace must come with fairness. Let us remind them that even the guilty deserve dignity. And let us proclaim that a nation that kills its own cannot claim to be righteous. As Proverbs chapter 31 verse 8 to 9 says, speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. Speak up and judge fairly. Defend the rights of the poor and the needy. Let this be our guide. Kay kung kita magpakahilom, kinsa pa may mubarog alang sa walay tingog. Because this war did not only kill people, it damaged our conscience. And now we must rebuild. Rebuild the courts with integrity. Rebuild the police with accountability. Rebuild our communities with compassion. Rebuild the nation not on fear but on hope. Sa katapusan, ang tinuod nga gubat dili batok sa droga. Ang tinuod nga gubat o ang gubat alang sa kalag sa atong nasod. And that war, my dear friends, must be won with truth, with mercy, and with love. Kini ang panglantaw sa kagabhion diin ang kahayag sa kamatuoran mo dan-ag bisan pa sa kangitngit. kini inyong igsuon higala ug alagad Jeremias Labaho Tubigon sa makausap pa moingon sa atong pagpangandoy ug matarong nga katilingban ang kamatuoran gayud ang atong suga ug sa kangit-ngit sa kasaysayan ang tinud-anay nga pamunuan ang labing hayag nga paglaom. Daghang kayong salamat sa inyong pagtanaw, pagpaminaw niining ato ang programa Panglantaw sa Kagabion. Ang Dios magapanalangin kanatong tanan. Maayong gabi.